Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So tonight, I thought it'd be a great time to do something that I have never, ever done before, and I'm a little wary about doing this because it may bring on some I don't know how to say it, but I'll let you guys decide. But tonight, I'm gonna build a portfolio, Bitcoin altcoin portfolio from scratch. So I'm going to utilize a brand new, and actually it's not brand new, it's a free tool that anyone could use. It's a really good tracker. And you know what? Let's build something together. With Bitcoin being as low as it is, altcoins being as low as it is, I think this is a fantastic fantastic buying opportunity and great time to build a portfolio from scratch and just watch it grow. Now, of course, you can buy the dips or you can dollar cost average, whatever you choose. It's really up to you. But you know what? I thought it'd be fun. Let's build something together. Let's look at some altcoins. Let's look at Bitcoin. Let's build out a portfolio and track this over time and just see how well it does. All right. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, CryptosRUs.com, and soon, OnlyFans. All right, let's do this, guys. Welcome. Today's Friday night. Usually Friday nights are usually kind of slow. There's not a whole lot of news going on, but there is one thing I did want to talk to you guys about. Again, I think you guys know which article I'm referring to, and that is this. I just saw this out of blue. Guggenheim's Scott Minerd, who has been caught fudding a lot before, even on Twitter, he would say, "Oh, watch out! This is a slow weekend. Watch out for Bitcoin volatility," and saying all this stuff. This is the guy that went on air and told people that Bitcoin is worth $400,000, yet he keeps talking bad about Bitcoin afterwards, and the reason being is his company, Guggenheim, has not been able to buy any Bitcoin. I mean, honestly, that's the reason. Now he's talking about how, watch out, Bitcoin could go as low as 10 or 15,000. Just a month ago, he was saying, watch out, it could go down to 20,000. Right? And then you go back a month ago, he's like, oh no, it's going to go up to 400,000. So this guy flip-flops more than Jim Cramer. Unfortunately, though, I think there's intent to his FUD because he has stated many times in the past where his firm is trying to buy Bitcoin, specifically Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and trying to get approval for that. And it seems like he's been waiting this whole time and has not picked it up. Now he just keeps driving more and more FUD. It's just, I think this is kind of ridiculous. I mean, there's a pattern here, right? It's very easy to detect a pattern from going all the way when he first said that Guggenheim is interested in Bitcoin and is going to buy it, to him saying that it's going to go up to the moon, then him saying no, it's going to go down, then him saying it's going to go to the moon, and now him saying it's going to go down even more, right? It's just, this morning someone asked me, how can you tell what's a FUD article and what's not? This is a FUD article. And it's a FUD article because it's FUD coming out of Scott Minerd's mouth. That's the reason why. Okay? Because he is basically doing what he can to keep Bitcoin down and drive fear as much as possible to keep things down. It's that simple. So this is the one thing that I want to talk about. Another thing, I guess I saw this for XRP Army, is SEC accuses XRP Army of issuing false statements against its leadership on social media. So it seems like, I've always said XRP Army is strong. You don't want to mess with the XRP Army, and I guess they're going after SEC. they're doing what they can to fight the SEC. I don't know if this is the right way to do it. But this is becoming a big debacle. So, and I agree with you guys in the chat. All right. So with that said, going to CMC, it's really a slow news day tonight. So overall market cap down because Bitcoin is down. Everything is down right now. Bitcoin dominance at 46.5%, right? I don't need to remind you guys, right? This is the time where you don't want to give up. You don't want to be making rash decisions. You don't want to be panic selling because we will get through this. We have seen many periods like this before. Even within the last few weeks, we have seen volatility with Bitcoin going up and down and up and down. And right now, let's not forget that we are still hovering between this 41 and 31,000 range. Even this morning, I showed you guys if we were following Wyckoff, this is exactly what would happen. Because after you make a new low down here, about 28,000, it recovers a little bit, then drops down to a previous low, and that is actually 31,000. I even stated this morning, if it continues on, it'll probably hit 31,000 again, and then it might bounce up, right? That's actually looks like what it did. It barely hit it, and then now it's coming back up. But regardless, if it's following Wyckoff, there's other forms of manipulation. I mean, there's other patterns, models, whatever the case, right? The bottom line is you don't want to panic. You don't want to transfer your wealth away to the whales that are trying to accumulate as much as they can. They're trying to accumulate some more. And what they're doing is they're driving FUD. They're driving fear, uncertainty, and doubt, causing everyone to think that, yeah, this, we just experienced a top. We're coming down. There's no way that Bitcoin's going to go any higher. There's no way that altcoins are going any higher, right? That's what they're doing. And for many people, they got scared out, which is why we're in the situation we're in, right? But for the rest of you guys, you're holding strong. You're staying steady. You're building up your diamond hands, right? And that's doing it right. And for you hardcore people, you're buying the dips, right? You buy the dips, you dollar cost average, and you hodl. You hodl until life-changing wealth comes at you. I actually have a really good email. Let me read it to you real quick before I show you the picture. The portfolio. I'm a little off today, if you can't tell. But I did receive this email earlier today, right? I tweeted it. Many people loved it. I don't know if you guys read it, but I'm going to read it off to you guys again. All right, so I obviously blurred out his name and where he and what he works as. But hello, George. My name is, let's just say, Tone. And I am 30 years old. Thank you for everything you do for crypto space. I've been watching your YouTube channel along with others for more than a year now. I wanted to email you and tell you my story and proof on how crypto has changed my life. I am a regular working person making $72,000 a year, which is pretty substantial, but in California, after taxes, very high taxes in California, my paycheck is about $4,200 a month. Okay, that's pretty good, middle class. I started dollar cost averaging in June of 2020 on Gemini. I would buy only $100 to $200 worth of BTC, ETH, Link whenever I got paid, or whenever I had extra money laying around. I did sell some on the pumps and took profits. Very good. I chose these three coins because of strong fundamentals. Fast forward 1 year. Keep in mind, this is just 1 year. Okay, just 1 year. Fast forward 1 year. I now have over $30,000 in cash and about $25,000 in cryptocurrency value. I'm not a millionaire, but I've only started off with $500 in my checking account. That was 1 year ago. So you went from $500 in his checking account to basically $55,000. That is a lot. That's 100x. That's 100x. I now have some financial freedom and not living paycheck to paycheck. I hope this helps others, right? So this is what I talk about. This is what I'm talking about with dollar cost averaging. I showed you guys, the spreadsheets. I showed you guys sites where you could calculate it. This is from an actual viewer, a fan that have followed this strategy. Obviously, he's done well. He hasn't made millions, but like I've always said, right? Give it time. This is only 1 year. If he continues this course for another 2 years, 3 years, I have no doubt he will, right? But life-changing wealth is different for everyone. And the fact that he's not living paycheck to paycheck and he turned his $500 into $55,000, that's simply outstanding, right? So this is the power of dollar cost averaging. And of course, you do have to pick the right projects. BTC, you'll never go wrong with, but big caps like Ethereum, Cardano, Chainlink, right, Binance Coin, these will never be wrong, right? So I just want to show you guys that real quick. All right, with that said, let's do this. So I want to show you guys, there is a free portfolio tracker. Now, this is not the best one, but this is just like the freest, the easiest and free one that I found recently. And that is on CoinMarketCap. You just click in portfolio, right? So I already built one. It's free. It's free. All you have to do is put in your email and then away you go. Now, a lot of you are mentioning about my thumbnail, saying, "Oh, look at, why do you only have one Cardano?" No, I just built this up for show, okay? Just so I could have something in the thumbnail. I'm going to remove all these. So let's remove. It's actually, I mean, it actually works pretty well, but I'll show you why it's a little bit confusing. All right, so create your portfolio. So I don't know how much we want to start with. I think most people coming in, they're not going to have 10,000 or 20,000 or 50,000 to put in. I think most people coming in will have maybe $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. So I would say let's just start out with 5,000, and that may be more than what most people could put in at first. I think most working people, when they get in, they just want to put a few thousand. I think that's why more retail investors gravitate towards meme coins like Shiba, because they want to turn their few thousand into hundreds of thousands or millions right away, right? They feel like few thousands can't possibly make a difference. Well, you just saw in that example, he started with just 500, right? He started with 500, kept dollar cost averaging, and it turned out to be a substantial amount. So in this case, we'll just do it. Let's just do 5,000 and then go from there, okay? So if we start with 5,000, what do you start with? I've always said 50, 25, 25 rule. 50% in Bitcoin, 25% in big caps, 25% rest mid to small caps. So obvious choice, Bitcoin, right? So if you buy at this price, what is it, 0.05 or something? So nope. See, this is what I'm talking about. I wish they would add a feature where you could put in the dollar amount rather than quantity. So it kind of sucks if you have to do this. So this is pretty close. So this is about half. Let's try to make it more accurate. There, that's about as accurate as you can get. So there's about 2,500 out of the 5,000 will go into Bitcoin. So let's add that in there. And then, oops, and I think I did refresh. Okay, there we go. All right, so we have 2,500. Now, what's next? Well, let me bring up CoinMarketCap just so I can look at this. So next up is 25%. 25% in big caps. And big caps are amazing. So first of all, 25% of 5,000 is about $1,250. So for me, for big caps, if I was starting fresh right now, looking at big caps, and by the way, big caps is anything over $10 billion in market cap. Not too long ago, a lot of these other ones like Solana and Chainlink and Polygon Theta, they were all big caps, but they have fallen out of big caps. They're more like just bigger mid caps. But if you're looking at, let's just say 10 billion or above, you're really limited to just 9, 8, really, no, 7 coins, because if you take out the 2 stable coins, you're really left with only 7 coins, right? And then you remove Bitcoin, you're really left with 6 coins. So for me, I would definitely spread it out between Ethereum, Binance Coin, Cardano, and I'm gonna throw in some Doge too, because I don't think Doge is gonna go away. So let's start out with Ethereum. In terms of breakdown, I would say the biggest would probably be Ethereum and Cardano. These would be the biggest. So I'm going to buy a little bit of them. All right, let's do this. Let's add Ethereum. So out of the 1,250, probably, I don't know, probably 500. I don't even know. So that's probably 0.2, no, 0.3, 0.25. Let's just do 450. All right, let's add 450 worth of Ethereum in there. So then we subtract off 450. So we got about 800. So now let's add some Cardano. And I would say at about 450 of Cardano. So how many is that? That's probably like 300, 350, 375. Yeah, let's just do 375. That's a good amount. All right, now we minus that, 345. So now we have, no, oops, plus 345. I have a calculator, so, you know, bear with me. I'm trying to do this for like, okay, so now we have about $350 left. So I'm going to add, I'm going to add some Binance coin. I do love Binance, so let's add 0.75, around $200, $210. Yeah, let's add $210 Binance coin. So I got about $138 left. You know what? You know, Polkadot is up there too. You know, that's the thing. I think Polkadot would do well, but right now, Polkadot has been the weakest big cap. So I'm gonna put the remaining here in, yeah, about 500-ish in Dogecoin. All right, so that's about 37.53. So you got Bitcoin being at 50%, and then the Cardano, Ethereum, Binance Coin, Dogecoin makes up about 25%. So I have still about $1,250 left. So let's do 5,000 minus 37.56. Yeah, about 1244 left. 1244. All right, and we'll put him in timeout. All right, now it's interesting because unfortunately, so many of the altcoins that used to be big caps I love has fallen to mid cap. So I'm going to have to do this appropriately. I have to make sure that I reserve enough for all of these. So I love Solana, Polygon, Theta. I already mentioned those, and of course I have to throw VeChain in there. And just to divide it up between these four, hey, I got to throw Chainlink in there. I didn't realize Chainlink threw out. That's like 5 coins right there that are big mid caps, right? So let's do that. So that's 5 divided by 1250. So what is that? That's only about 250 each. Waru. Yeah, okay. If it happens, great. If it doesn't, okay. All right, so let's go down. Let's go to Solana. Go buy about 8. Yeah, about 8 Solana. And then go buy Chainlink. Go buy about 8. Nope. 16. Nope. 15. Yeah, about 14 Chainlink. Now let's do Polygon. Polygon I really love. So about 250, 40-ish. Yep, 240 Polygon. And then what else is there? Theta. You gotta add some Theta in there. So about 50, no, 40, 35. Let's just do 35. All right. And then we have VeChain, which is going to be a lot. 4,000. No, 3,800. 3,600. And that's about right. 3,600. I think I went over a little bit. That's okay. All right. So 49.71. So we only got $30. But that is, I mean, this, if I was building a portfolio from scratch, this is definitely all these coins would be in my portfolio because I really love all of them. And they have shown strength. They have true leaders. They have the most traction and the most growth, I would argue. So I really, really love these. Super Google says, don't forget Super Shiba. All right, so I got $30. There's not that much left. So after this, I mean, obviously there's a lot. There's actually a lot of good coins. But I love those so much. So that's why I spent majority of those. You know what? Maybe I should, let me see. Let me see. See, yeah, it really sucks because a lot of these fell out of the big caps. If they were in big caps, it would be easy to distribute more into them. But unfortunately, they have fallen out a little bit. Okay, so, you know, the remaining $30, I mean, if you go down the list, there's so much. AMP is fantastic. You have a lot of the lending plays that are fantastic. AMMs, that's fantastic. You know, Pancake, Neo, Terra. I mean, there's just so many out there. Graph. I just went through the list not too long ago. So I don't even know how to spend this $30, honestly. I just put it into something like Super Shiba or something. No, I don't want to do that. You know what? I'll just put it into... What is a very... You know, just for fun, I'm going to put in a very, 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 very pumpable coin. And maybe that $30 will pump up to the moon. You know, even like KuCoin token, Harmony, these are like ones I really, really want to add, but unfortunately I'm out of money with 5,000. And it seems like you can't go all the way, or maybe you have to search for it. Like, I don't know, B Pro. Can you get into B Pro? Yeah. You know what? I'll put into B Pro. You know what? Because it's a relatively low cap. So 4,000. 40,000. Nope. 10,000. Yeah, that's about $30. But you could see my portfolio is already going up in value right now. So it's kind of off. It's kind of off, but I'm going to just go throw 10,000 B Pro in there. Because I've covered it, right? But the overall portfolio, look at it. It's already going up 1%. That's not bad. That's not bad. All right. So that's the portfolio I built from scratch right now. Right, obviously, this is not the end-all, be-all list, but these projects I've talked about again and again and again and again and again, these are the ones I really, really, really love. I feel like this should belong in every portfolio out there, right? But with that said, there's a lot of fantastic other projects. However, I just want to keep track of this. I want to keep track of this, right? And possibly, like I've been showing you guys with dollar cost average, possibly just add a little bit more week over week over week. It doesn't have to be much, maybe $50 more a week or $100 a week. And let's just track this. We're right in, you know, mid-year, right? Mid of the year, like going into July. Let's track this going forward and let's see where it ends up in December, right? Are we going to be way, way, way up in December, or are we going to be way in the negative in December? Let's track it. Let's track it. So we start at 5,000 and let's go from there. And maybe as we go, we can redistribute this as well. All right. So that is pretty much it. You know, Bitcoin is still where it is. Let's do some quick Q&A and then I'll let you guys go. All right. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. George, what platform is this? I don't like Coinbase fees. Oh, this is just, this portfolio tracker is just not in CMC. Obviously, depending on what you use, like Coinbase fees, Gemini fees are a little bit higher than, say, Binance or KuCoin fees. So, I mean, almost everything has fees. I think the only thing that doesn't have fees is like Webull, which is really a starter, you know, app for people that are ready to trade stocks or they want to buy really easily, commission free. You can use Webull, but there are limitations to it. You can't transfer out or anything. But, you know, for the most part, almost everything has fees. But the fees are pretty small. I know if you do a lot of trading, it adds up. But if you're just buying and dollar cost averaging and holding, it's a relatively small percentage. Rigo, appreciate that. You know, Polkadot, I didn't add Polkadot in there because it has been really, really, really stagnant compared to some of the other big caps. So I loaded up more on the other big caps than Polkadot right now. And we'll see if that ends up being a smart decision or not. And again, I'll probably play around with this as time goes on. People are asking about Everpedia. Everpedia is an old encyclopedia play, and they have not gotten any traction at all. None whatsoever. So, yeah. Alan, appreciate that. 12, appreciate that. Someone asked about Pirate Coin. I hate that name. It's a clever symbol, but it's a privacy coin, so it just really depends. Depends on if you're into that. I think it's going to be weak for exchanges to add it because the governments around the world, they're not going to like it. They can't track the transactions, so they're going to force exchanges to delist it. So that's probably why you'll never see it like being added to Coinbase or anything like that. Cosmos and Atom, I talked about so much. Yes. See, that's another one. I just ran out of money. That's the unfortunate thing. So I'm gonna stick with it. I don't want to all of a sudden break this $5,000. But maybe every week I'll put in $100. Like dollar cost averaging, true dollar cost averaging every week, and then I could add in some of these other coins that I didn't have a chance to. Right? It's kind of tough. I know a lot of people ask me this all the time, especially if your portfolio gets out of whack. Like if something really pumps up or something dumps, and then you're not following the breakup anymore. You're like, what should I do? You have to, sometimes you got to make hard choices, right? Sometimes you just keep what you have, and sometimes you do have to sell off what you have to get in something else, right? To rebalance your portfolio. It just really depends. Gravity Dex I think it's going to be a big thing. Gravity Dex and Gravity Bridge for Cosmos. I think it's going to be a very big thing for them. Corky, appreciate that. Saeed, I just mentioned I ran out because a lot of these big ones, like Theta and Polygon, they turn into mid caps. If they were in big caps, I would have plenty of money left to buy into smaller ones. Right? Because I'm trying to stick with my rule, 50, 25, 25. And my rule is a big cap is at 10 billion. So I'm trying to set that hard limit. So that's why almost all of the 25% went into these bigger mid caps. Parachains, Kusama's going to have those para auctions first. So that's why Kusama has been a lot stronger recently, right? But with that said, it is going to come. It is going to come to Polkadot too. Please get your buddy Popeye Sailor to buy more BTC. Well, first things first, I need to get him on the show. I want to interview him. I have some interesting questions to ask him. And then, second of all, I need him to come to the conference. Oh, by the way, you guys know I'm a big supporter of VeChain, right? So I'm going to pose this question on Twitter right after this stream. So I'm talking with VeChain right now and their marketing team, trying to get them to the conference, and we're trying to come up with something very, very, very creative. Like, what is a big thing that we can announce together at the conference? So one of the things we came up with is a hackathon, and I think that's a brilliant idea to have a hackathon to announce the winners or the nominees at the conference. But one of the things I was asked was, how many of you guys that are watching me are actually developers? How many of you guys actually develop code, or are you just investors, right? So after this stream, I'm going to pose a poll on Twitter, and I want you guys to vote whether or not you do any kind of development work, whether or not you would be interested in a hackathon for VeChain, right? Because there's a lot of things that is not on board VeChain yet. Everything right now, things that we're talking about in terms of AMMs and DEXs and stuff like that, you don't hear so much about VeChain because they've been concentrating on B2B side. B2C side is just now starting out with like NFTs, but there's a lot more that could be done. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for that. And we'll put that poll right after this video. Ryan, I'll join you soon. All right, guys. Best paid portfolio tracker? I don't know. I don't know. I use another one on my mobile phone, Delta, which is a great one. That's free too. You don't need a paid portfolio tracker. I'm sure there's a lot out there. Ask Sailor to buy on open market. He'll never do it. He'll never. It's just there's too many issues with that. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. I'll let you guys go. Tonight's it's like a quiet night. So overall, still a lot of FUD out there. Okay, Scott Miner still causing a whole bunch of FUD for no reason, saying Bitcoin's going to dip to 10 to 15,000 if you read this article. Why? Why does he say this? No reason. Now he equates Bitcoin to be like tulip mania. When just a few months ago he was saying it's going to go to 400,000 or 200,000. Now he's saying it's so low because Guggenheim hasn't accumulated enough Bitcoin yet. That's honestly the reason, right? So there's still FUD that's ongoing. You know what? We need to ignore it. Right? We've been in this game long enough. We don't need to panic. Okay? We could read in between the lines. We know that we're doing something right. We're on the right path. We're building that life-changing wealth, right? And we're not going to give that up. We're not going to give up that vision or the freedom that Bitcoin and crypto presents, right? So right now, even though things are just looking weak, we will get past this, so stay strong. But you know what? When things are low, pretty good buying opportunity. You either set a schedule, dollar cost average, or you buy the dips, or if you can't afford anything, then just continue holding, right? Those three strategies work. So today I built out this portfolio using CoinMarketCap's portfolio builder. Oh, that's the wrong one. This one, right? And we'll track it over time. Let's see how it does. And I'll do it realistically. So every week I can put in $100, to dollar cost average, right? Either to load up more on some of these or to buy in coins that I like that I wasn't able to add in right now, right? Sometimes you got to make the hard choices. What makes the cut and what doesn't? Sometimes that's what you have to do. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. You know what? I have to head to my second job, so I got to get off. All right? Have a good one, guys.